Hello students, today I am going to discuss on tool aware. What is tool aware? Tool aware is generally a gradual process due to regular operation. The tool may be the single point cutting tool or multi-point cutting tool, and in the machining, the tool has to be taken into the relative contact with respect to the workpiece or job surface. And due to the relative motion between the workpiece and the tool, the friction takes place. And whenever during the machining time, these amounts of three parameters, the essential parameters, that is cutting speed, feed, and depth of cut. Whenever these three are higher than that of the normal value, the desired value, then the tool wear can be occurred. The cutting speed, feed, and depth of cut, these three items and three parameters are essential for the case of machining operation. And the operators always should notice the facts such that any unwanted extra amount of cutting speed or depth of cut or feed is prevented according to the nature of the job or the characteristics of the working surface. The required amount of cutting speed or depth of cut and feed should be given. If these three items are abnormal rather than that of the original value, then the wear takes place. The wear means the loss of the cutting tool materials from the tool surface. And if the materials are lost from the tool surface, then the tool geometry is drastically affected and can have the detrimental or poor effects on the tool life. For the longer period of the tool life, the tool wear should be minimized or prevented. But in normal friction, as the friction is there, the minimum wear is obvious, but that minimum amount of wear cannot be taken to the higher level. That should be prevented. The tool wear can be compared with the wear of the tip of an ordinary pencil. Suppose a pencil, whenever it is in use, during the rubbing action with the paper, the flank zone or the surface around the nib of the pencil gets lost due to the rubbing action. The graphite or the carbon makes the rubbing action with the paper, that is a paper, and upon the writing of the paper on over the paper, the materials are lost and the pencils nib loss is original shape and the geometry, and that is why the resharpening of the pencil is required. Such like that, if the wear is taken place over the rake surface or around the nose or near the flank zone, then with respect to the another machine such like grinding machine or grinding wheels, the resharpening of the cutting tool has to be taken place for the another betterment of the machinability of the cutting tool. The tooler can be defined as the change of shape of the tool from its original shape. Whenever the chips are coming out of the machining zone, from the shear zone, then the upward chips imparts a thrust force over the rake surface of the tool. And whenever the pressure or the thrust force is severe over the rake surface, then there is a chance of losing of the materials of the rake surface, and the tool geometry can be drastically changed from its original shape and size. Then, the resulting in the gradual loss of the tool material. This is the wear of the tool. That amount of wear should be minimized with the application of lubricants or coolants or technical qualities of the operators. How much amount of feed, how much amount of cutting speed or depth of cut is to be given. Types of tool wear. These are the very important primary tool wear. There is a flank wear, crater wear, and nose wear, because these are the predominant and can be seen from the outside. These are macroscopic nature, and generally the flank wear, crater wear, and nose wear can be taken or can be assumed to be in the category of gradual wear, because this type of wear can take place because of the rubbing action of the flank zone or the rake surface over the workpiece. These are generated due to the natural frictional forces or extra rubbing forces. Another types of wear also I will briefly discuss about. There is a abrasive wear or diffusive wear or chemical wear. These are the another types of wear also. You can see this is a rake surface, this is a side rake angle, and this is a shank. It is a flank surface. It is a frontal flank, it is a sidal flank. Whenever due to the abnormal rise in temperature and the friction as well as pressure over the rake surface, during the upward flowing chips exerting the pressure over the rake surface, there is some loss of material or depression parallel to the principal or major cutting edge. You can see this type of crater wear. Crater means that is a depression. Some depression will occur due to the loss of tool material by the creation of the extra pressure of the upward flowing chips. This is a parallel of the primary cutting edge. This is a primary cutting edge, and this is happened generally for the case of ductile materials and for the case of continuous chip. Because of the continuity of the action of the ongoing chips, upward flowing chips, the pressure rise is severe, and due to the pressure, the atomic bonding near the zone of the tool are broken and the depression is reached, and that amount of depression caused is called the crater wear. And whenever near this nose area the tool wear is taken place, this is the nose wear. This is generated near the nose area, and whenever the wear takes place just below the cutting edge near the flank, this is the flank wear. Flank wear is generally caused between the rubbing action of the flank surface to the workpiece surface. Also, due to the lack of the lubricant and the rising temperature, this flank wear takes place. This is the depth of cut, and this is a height. You can see the vertical distance. This is the height. This is the height of the flank wear, and also it is called the wear length. The geometry of the wear length determines the amount of flank wear is reached. This is called the wear length. And also by controlling the suitable cutting speed, feed and depth of cut, and also the geometry of the tool, that is the tool geometry, and the cutting fluid or lubricant to be used. If these are prolifically controlled, then the tool wear can be minimized. General causes of tool wear. Cutting tools are subjected to an extremely severe rubbing process. I've already told the rubbing action takes place between the workpiece surfaces. Due to the generation of the high rubbing action, the tool wear is caused. The tool wear produces due to this reason. They are in metal to metal contact between the chip and the workpiece under high stress and temperature. The situation becomes severe due to the existence of extreme stress and temperature gradients near the surface of the tool. Whenever the temperature reach to the higher level, such like elevated temperature, then the thermal softening of the cutting tool can be taken place. At that condition, the hot hardness property of the cutting tool is lost. Suppose if the HSS tool, for the HSS tool, the hot hardness temperature is assumed to be 550 degree centigrade to 600 degree centigrade. But if the temperature around this zone exceeds beyond 900 degree centigrade or 800 degree centigrade, then it will be very difficult to retain the hardness property of the cutting tool at the temperature, and obviously the thermal softening of that material takes place and the cutting ability of the tool is lost, and the tool wear will be the predominant if the temperature is so high than that of the hot hardness temperature of that cutting tool material. That is why the proper channelize of the lubrication or the coolant around the machining area should be controlled. Lack of lubrication. Obviously, if the lubrication is not the prominent one, then there will be a rise in the temperature. Due to the high rise in the temperature, the thermal softening or thermal damage the tool can be taken place. High cutting speed and high depth of cut. Already told about this, because these two are the main factors for reaching the tool wear. These are the main causes. This has to be controlled by the operators. Governing factors of tool wear. Tool and workpiece material. If the tool wear is predominant, then the geometry of the tool will be lost, the proper geometry will be lost, and the rectangle and the relief angle always get altered, and the machinability will be badly affected. And for the case of workpiece material, there might be chance of arising of the scratching marks of the workpiece material, and also the workpiece material cannot be so better or smooth, and there will be chance of the rough surface over the workpiece material. Tool shape. The tool shape obviously will be lost if the wear is severe. For this case, the tool should be resharpened and ground. Cutting speed, the cutting speed generally getting the higher whenever the tool wear is high. Feed and depth of cut is not the within the limit of the normal range. Cutting fluid used, the machine tool characteristics, etc. These items are greatly affected by the tool wear. Effects of tool wear: increased cutting forces, increased cutting temperature, decreased accuracy of produced parts. Obviously, if the tool geometry is lost, then the proper cutting action won't be maintained. Will not get the actual or prominent cutting action, and obviously the accuracy will be affected, actually badly affected, because of the rough marks over the workpiece surfaces. Decreased tool life. Obviously, the tool life will be decreased because of the changing of the tool geometry and the tool shape. It has to be again and again resharpened and reground. Obviously, the tool life will be changed and decreased. Poor surface finish over the workpiece surface, and economics on the cutting operations. If the again and again the resharpening of the cutting tool has to be maintained, then the current consumption should be more, and number of times the machines should be on, such like the grinding machine, and the manual and the power always should be higher. That amount of power, human effort, and the electrical consumption should be reduced, such that the profitability of the organization or industry should be maximized. That is why tool wear should be controlled to a minimum value. Flank wear. This flank wear is generated near this zone, flank surface, due to the abnormal rise in temperature and the high pressure and the rubbing action of the flank surface to the workpiece surface. I have already told about that. This is a notch wear. Some extra impression you can see vertically goes downwards. It's a minor cutting edge. And overall width is called the width of the wear length. The wear length, the dimension of the wear length determines the how much wear has been reached, and it can be calculated with the height of the wear length. Generally, with respect to the VV, capital V, subscript B, with these terms, the rate of wear, the amount of wear can be calculated. And for the crater wear, it is converted to the KT, capital K, capital T, the amount of depth. And this is the rig surface wear. Rig surface wear means the crater wear. Actually, this is a VV. VV max, you can see the vertical height. The vertical distance from the cutting edge is assumed to be the height of the wear length. It is the amount of wear takes place in terms of the flank wear. And Vn is equal to the boundary wear. Vn, extreme boundary condition, is the boundary wear. Characteristics of flank wear. It is most important wear that appears on the flank surface parallel to the cutting edge. It is most commonly results from the abrasive or adhesive wear of the cutting edge against the machine surface. It is generally results from the high temperatures, already told number of times, which affect the tool and the workpiece materials properties. It results in the formation of wear land. The wear land formation is not always uniform along the major and minor cutting edge. This can be the different in size in the minor cutting edge and the major cutting edge. It can be measured by using the average wear land size V3 and the maximum wear land size VB max, already shown that. And it can be calculated from the Taylor's equation VC into T to the power N is equal to C. T is equal to can be the tool life. N is equal to Taylor's exponent. These are the causes: excessive feed and depth of cut, increased cutting speed, shearing of micro welds between the tool and workpiece material, abrasion by fragments of built-up edge which strike against the clearance face of the tool. Whenever in case of the built-up edge, the fragments exerts extra amount of pressure against the flank zone. These are the causes of the flank wear. This is a crater wear. You can see the depression over here. These are depression around the deck surface near the nose area. Near the nose area, these are depression. It's called the crater wear. This can be caused also by the excessive amount of cutting speed, feed, and depth of cut. Characteristics. Already told about the characteristics, but the scar over here, the chips flows across the deck surface develop severe friction between the chip and the deck face. Due to the severe friction, a scar on the deck surface produces. This scar is actually the depression over the deck surface. It's a crater formed parallel to the major cutting edge. At high temperature zones, nearly 700 degrees centigrade, crater wear forms. Causes: severe abrasion between the chip tool interfaces, high temperature in the tip tool chip interface, increase in feed results in increased forces on the tool interface, increase in cutting speed results in the increased chip velocity at deck surface. This is also the cause of the crater wear. This has to be controlled by the operator. Other types of wear. This is the wear. You can see by the getting the old date, the whenever the chips flowing upwards, the chip material gets to be welded around the deck surface, and whenever another lower chip comes upwards, then this weld surfaces is distorted and the tool materials is taken away by the upcoming or ongoing upward flowing chips. This can be the cause of the wear. You can see the loss of tool material whenever the weld surfaces of the particle is taken away by the chips. This type of wear can be taken place. That is abrasion wear or diffusive wear. Whenever this kind of wear is taken place, this is a transfer of atoms from one element to the another elements. This is a migration of atoms. This is called the diffusion process. Whenever under the action of the rubbing action of the chip surface and the tool surface, there is due to the rise in the pressure, the tool material transferred to the chip material and the chip material can be transferred to the workpiece material. This is the migration of the atoms of the contact elements. There is a chip and the workpiece. Whenever these types of wear is taken place due to the loss of the material from the cutting tool, this wear can be called as diffusive wear. And this type of all wear can be minimized with respect to the controlling of the lubricants, cutting speed, feed, and depth of cut. Also, another type of wear is the chemical wear. Generally, due to the corrosion, the chemical wear can take place, and it has to be minimized. And also, because of the presence of the hardening elements, that means hard elements such constituted with carbide, nitride. Whenever the workpiece material comprised of the such kind of elements, carbides or nitrides, then due to the rubbing action, the abrasion or abrasive wear can be taken place. These are the brief of the tool wear.